You know, I think there's a slight bit of contention on what constitutes a foot soldier in this universe, but whatever. I doubt you guys are going to be interested in watching through the whole thing over again. So it'll just cut back and forth between some of this stuff and the quote-unquote new. I didn't get a chance to fucking change my goddamn mech before this mission either, because this is a save coming hot off the previous playthrough, which just it's like when you New Game Plus in the Souls games. There's no like loading from the previous one. Never been a huge fan of how From Software handles New Game Plus. I think Last Raven's probably the only one that did a good job of it.
We've confirmed all targets destroyed. Mission complete. Well done. Almost perfect. But don't get too high on yourself yet, rookie.
I'm not sure if that line is dependent on overall performance or if it's dependent on health. I think it's health, because you could expend like thousands of rounds of machine gun fire in this mission, and she doesn't seem to care. I don't know. You know, I'm not actually as huge a fan of For Answer as most of the other Armored Core games, because I feel like the vast majority of its missions are kind of like boilerplate. Like, just, there's not a whole lot in them. Like, even more than 4, where a lot of the missions you can do really quickly, you can do most of the missions in Armored Core 4 Answer in under 15 seconds. And I feel like the vast majority of them are not very interesting or well constructed. Part of the problem is the engine I think that this runs on is very bare bones and clearly focused on the player's ability to move and attack things, and not on the actual environmental design or enemy variability. Most of the enemies are actually really, really stupid. And I don't mean like in concept, I mean their AI is dumb, and they don't have a whole lot of variety in animation. Some of them aren't even animated at all, technically. As far as I know, the Normal's only animations they really have is the lean forward on their boosting and the when they raise their arm up to fire the guns, and I don't think the guns actually have any recoil of any kind. For all intents and purposes, the vast majority of enemies in For Answer don't actually have any animation at all. God damn it. Oh wow, there's fucking... I need a better overbooster for this.
Good, you're in close. Seek Giga Base as quickly as possible.
Whatever.
Stop waiting confirmed. Giga Base has been...
And you know, that's not necessarily For Answer's fault. They're obviously trying to do a lot with... Alright, I forgot. With the game that they have here, but where Armored Core 4 is a much tighter experience because it's more compact, so while it's using most of the same tools, it doesn't feel quite as awkward, I suppose. For Answer is trying to spread everything out because, of course, there's that massive increase in movement speed overall. And...
Transport unit has reached the combat zone. Escort the transports as they pass through the area.
I don't feel like it works quite as well in this context, maybe.
Good luck to both of us.
Probably should have swapped the pile bunker for an actual sword.
The transport unit has reached the combat zone. Escort the transports as they pass through the area.
Interior transport reporting. So you're our escort today? Good luck to both of us.
Wow, that is a lot of fire.
Confirmed. Transport units selecting shortest route.
Ah, energy. Shit. there's something wrong with the fucking lock-on here.
Contact enemy units ahead. They appear to be large, old-type units. More than enough to stop the transport's cold. You must remove all obstacles.
There we go. Excuse me?
Confirmed. Transport units selecting shortest route. Mother Will has fallen.
I will say it's a little annoying that you don't get to actually see it start exploding
Now you can really
in the
call
mission.
yourself
That
an
would have been
elite
cool.
mercenary.
Yeah, it's like these arms fort fights are big old set pieces, but they're not actually very mechanically complex or interesting. The most interesting thing about them is their designs, and they don't actually function very well. Never mind this thing's complete inability to actually... Like, it would be the biggest target in the world. All you have to do is shoot a missile at it. Like, it could never work in real life unless we somehow got rid of, like, long-range combat ability. That's assuming it could even, like, exist under its own weight and move. A lot of the, beats and...
Affirmative, Rhodey. There's no doubt about it. Collard twice confirmed
It's interesting that they seem to single out Motherwell as like an individual thing when there's actually a bunch of those. You know?
What about the ones from Tech Bacteria?
In Verdict Day, they're fucking all over the place. They're all broken, but there's a bunch of them. I guess that happened later.
Indeed. If you cannot follow the rules, then you cannot be allowed to play the game. It's the same whether you are Reinhardt or the ghost of Ray Leonard himself.
That's an interesting one. They keep referring to Ray Leonard as a person, which I feel like would be really interesting to fucking know about, in-game, but you never get any more information on that.
Commence
Like, I
mission.
assumed they were talking about
Destroy all
Berlioz.
enemy arms fort
Like, maybe he
units.
was more important, but it was always pointed out that he was just a soldier. He wasn't, like, in charge of the actual running of the
The
company.
virtual defense line is displayed on your radar.
I guess the closest idea would be
Enemy
something
units
that
crossing
basically
line
is like the
without
elusive
firing
man
signals.
Mass Effect. I guess that would make more sense.
We don't want that to happen. Hold the line. Okay, enemy arms fort down. Just mopping up now.
They don't even fucking move their legs like crabs. What the hell? Yeah. I probably should have another weapon on this.
Confirmed. All enemy arms fort units have been destroyed. Mission is successful. The transports are safe. Good work.
is our request. Omer units have targeted Megalus for attack. Megalus is a power recycling plant and a key element in the Line Arc lifeline.
Oh, is that what that
We are
is?
working as
Power
fast as we can to
recycling?
establish
This
adequate
structure that
defenses,
makes no
but the
sense.
Omer forces are drawing
Why
too
does it have
close too
fans in it
fast.
and solar
Defenses
panels
will not be completed in
and turrets?
time. This situation has left us no choice. We
So
need
strange.
you to defend Megalus. The Omer forces will consist mostly of aerial attack units. Do you think you can drive them off and protect the lives of millions of innocent citizens?
Yeah. Do they all live inside that overpass? Because there are buildings there, but I highly doubt that's their actual base of operations, rather than it just being, like, on the border of wherever it is that Line Arc is. I find it really hard to believe that in a space-age world of mechs and flying fortresses and giant city-sized walkers, that any particular place on planet Earth would be protected against anything for any considerable length of time. The planet's only so big, and you can see most of it all of the time. Especially since it appears to be that most of the planet's geography has been eroded into nothingness. That reduces the amount of areas in which you can actually stick things by a pretty considerable amount, you know?
All enemy units.
I don't feel like that's
The
just
enemy's
me.
main force is Omer's aerial brigade.
Look, it's
They'll
those
make
weird
trouble if
shotgun
you give them
things
the
from the other game,
opportunity.
This is the Megalus base commander.
I think.
We're counting on you. Don't let us down.
Look. I feel like you could solve this problem with like a handful of helicopters. Die, helicopter. Fuck. Wait, where? What? Hold on. Yeah. I'd rather they be shooting me than shooting the building I'm supposed to be protecting. Really? That sucks. Man. Oh, those things are from Armored Core 3. I recognize
Reinforcements
those.
inbound. An aerial arms fort. An eclipse. Omer
Fuck
must
off.
mean business. Watch for the main laser cannon. It may be a factory model, but it still packs a punch.
The idea of, like, well, I guess there would be custom ones, wouldn't there? Whatever. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Those things are cool.
Stay in the combat zone.
Fuck. Should have brought a sword. Oh, there's flares. Shit. This is like the slowest version of this ever. It doesn't only take 3 passes for it to die.
Confirmed.
There
All
we go.
targets destroyed. Mission complete.
Megalus is undamaged. Thanks to your efforts.
Well,
we
quote
owe you a
unquote
serious
undamaged.
debt.
It doesn't even explode, it just goes off to blow up somewhere else like it's the fucking Arsenal bird. Wow, that was an S rank, really?
This is what we want you to do. The League is launching an all-out offensive against Line Arc. They have been trying to break us through indirect, surreptitious means for some time, but we have stood firm. Now they're dropping the pretense and showing their true colors. The ace up our sleeve is White Glint. But if the League comes at us with everything they've got, even that won't be enough. That's why we need you to be our trump card. The corporations abandoned the planet's surface and the people who live there. They are no longer part of a rational economic system that supports society. They have become no more than elitist parasites. You know the truth. A world ruled by the League is doomed. We, the people, must control our own lives and build our own future. Of course, we will pay you as much as we can. Please, help us in this fight for freedom.
Those slimy politicians with all their empty calls to arms in the name of liberty. I'll sink the whole lot of you to the bottom of the ocean.
That's Darva the...
You ready, Fragile?
Preparations complete.
This is like the most animation any of these mechs have in the entire game.
Good to hear. Move
Yeah,
out.
people didn't like 5 that much, but 5 actually has pretty good cutscenes and the mechs in the world and do things. It feels much more like a world that's like functional, even though it's like the complete opposite of that.
Cooperate with White Glint and eliminate
Whatever.
the League Nexts.
Maybe that's just me.
We've detected 2 enemy Nexts, Stasis and Fragile.
Yeah, shit.
Stasis.
I hate that
That's our
this
star
fight
for
is so
the Great
scripted,
Lakes.
because it doesn't matter how well you
League isn't
do,
holding back.
you're never actually going to be able to beat them before a certain
White
point in the
Glint
fight,
operator
which kind of
Fiona
sucks.
Jarnfeld here. I appreciate the assistance. Good luck to both of us.
God, it's been a long time since I've done this. Ooh. Fuck. Ah, my energy's fucked.
Are you lost out there or something? Rookie Blinks. You bore me.
Pew.
AP down 70%.
Ow. Where the fuck is White Glen?
AP down 90%.
Is this right? Disappointing.
Damn it, we were counting on you.
Those slimy politicians with all their empty calls to arms in the name of liberty. I'll sink the whole lot of you to the bottom of the ocean.
Commence mission. Cooperate with White Glint and eliminate the League Nexts. We've detected 2 enemy Nexts, Stasis and Fragile. Stasis? It's on Starva, the rank 1 links. The League isn't holding back.
White Glint operator Fiona Jarnefeld here. I appreciate the assistance. Good luck to both of us.
It appears you have left me no choice. Initiating Plan D.
God, I hate Cube so much. He's such an asshole. He even sounds like an asshole.
What?
Fucking worst.
Boosters have got out. Damn it, I'm sinking. I can't go down like this.
White Glint is disabled.
The fact that Cube fucking takes out White Glint is such a story contrivance. This mission, like, it should be really cool, but it's so lame.
Test applicability increased. Excellent. Energy flow is reversing from the AMS.
Look at that asshole. It's so stupid. Also, one of the worst line reads I think I've ever heard in an Armored Core game. Armored Core games are filled with bad voice acting.
Mission complete.
Whatever.
In the end, only you remain. I can't believe it. Just a brief moment of relief.
Voice acting in this mission's
Make the most
terrible
of it.
all around, actually.
Fellow Lynx, allow me to express our gratitude. Thank you.
She's got this weird, like,
However,
I don't
this
know.
might mean the end of Line Arc.
Yeah, our big superhighway in the middle of nowhere.
Line Arc's White Glint was defeated, and Collard's top-ranked Lynx, Atstarva, went down into the ocean. After the intense battle between the Cradle's greatest
Not that
Lynx,
intense.
only one remained. Line Arc had lost its greatest military asset. The Cradles entered a period of stability, or so everyone believed. Behind the scenes, the League prepared for a new, more violent phase of the war. At that moment, despite the period of calm, the gears of a sinister plan had begun to turn.
I've been recording for 2 hours. I think I've only gotten like 20 minutes of usable footage.
Reinhardt's White Glint and Fragile have been heavily damaged. Stasis sank into the sea, and Atstarva is missing.
I don't think a single person was killed in that mission.
According to our intelligence, the only confirmed survivor is White Glint's partner.
Because they say damaged. And fucking, man.
Especially our boy genius, Atstarva.
Maybe. Maybe not. Something about this whole thing stinks.
In any case,
You know, that audio,
I
fucking,
sincerely doubt the survivors
visual
will
doesn't
take
actually
our
have
process
anything to do with the lines that are being
achieved our
said.
basic objectives.
Unless it's synced to the Japanese dialogue, which is, I guess, entirely possible.
So you think you can take their place? What about Gerald?
What do you mean?
Nothing. It's just that old fogies aren't as much use to us now, are they?
Are you looking for a fight? Enough. If you've got something to prove, do it on the battlefield. No one's stopping you there. Besides, there is still a lot we have to discuss. For example, this Ontario assault. What are we to do with the survivors?
I have a handful of problems with the way those cutscenes are presented, but eh.